getting out of my normal routine was a bit weird and I didn't like it and it made me uncomfortable. But like, obviously this is my new routine. So I've just kind of gone, well, suck it up. Like, you got to do it. And that's what I've done.
Hey, you're listening to Sam and Ann Solve the World's Problems.
Oh my God. I have so many problems.
I have more problems than ever.
So many more. And so who better to have on than our number one supporter?
Yeah, our literal number one fan.
Yeah, she's been my best friend my whole life.
And mine, my whole life mostly.
Yeah. So today we're doing a bit of a pandemic pulse check because wouldn't you know it, still in a crisis.
Yeah, still in a crisis, got more problems than ever, and we just wanted to sort of chat about those problems and how we're coping with them.
Yep, so please everyone give a huge and warm welcome to the podcast, Courtney Meurant.
Woo!
Ugh.
Okay, I just want to say at the time of recording this, we have literally just passed 1,000 downloads.
1,006. Woke up to 1,006 this morning. That's
What
so
a
exciting.
day.
Woohoo!
You.
Very proud.
And in 10 episodes, which means we're averaging about 100 listeners per episode.
Did you know our first episode has 190 listens?
Holy crap balls.
Wow.
I
best
didn't know
episode?
that. I think it was more like we got the most support for that episode. Everyone
Yeah.
tuned in to see how well we did. Clearly,
Yeah, but people
Not
are still
190.
tuning in, which
Yeah,
is
that's
even
true.
better.
that's the thing. It's like we've passed the point where family and friends would have stopped supporting us and we're still getting downloads. So that must mean we're doing something right.
Number one fan.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. Today on the podcast, we have Courtney, who is officially our number one fan.
Claiming it.
She's also our best friend. So that's
helpful.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of serendipitous that she's here for our 1,000th download, and it's like our number one fan, but also our number one friend.
I was
and
also your first
Yeah.
special guest on
True.
your live
You were
Instagram.
featured on our Q&A. Was it a Q&A? Yes.
Surely.
Our
We
first
can call it
live,
that.
which was
So-
terrifying. We
so-
were really glad you could be there because we were stressed.
Because there was so much stress that I was like, I'm going to continue the chaos
Yeah.
and
so
let it go.
your support means the world to us, and
Oh.
all of you for listening. Thank you so much
Yes,
because
thank
it means
you so much.
I mean that's more than enough for us
Keep
to
doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
keep
this
going.
is it. Thanks. Oh, I was going the opposite direction. I'm like, we're done. Thank you. This is the peak of fame.
No more.
Yeah, this
I've been
is
in an
it.
Uber.
1,000 was as much as we were going to go for. It's fine.
Oh yeah, an Uber. Like, do you want to tell that story?
Oh yeah, my boyfriend's cousin's fiance.
A trail there.
Shout
Yep.
out to Alana if you just happen to be listening, which I doubt you are, but just in case. Said that she heard us playing in an Uber, which like if you're the Uber driver who's playing our podcast, hey, thanks, we love you. That is the peak of fame, being played in an Uber, I think.
Yeah, just stop now.
Yeah.
We've made it.
Yeah. So
Don't stop. I need you.
Shout out to Uber drivers everywhere. Also that specific Uber driver, if you're listening, we love you.
Yeah, thank you so much for supporting the podcast. It means
Yeah.
the world to us that you'll play it to just random Uber riders in your car.
Yeah, it was good.
So good.
Yeah, so this is Courtney. Courtney's here with us today.
Hi.
Yeah, we thought we'd do somewhat of a pandemic pulse check because I sometimes forget we're still in a crisis, fam.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
still the worst.
I specifically felt it. I went and saw the new Christopher Nolan movie last night, Tenet, and walking back outside of the movie theaters, and I don't know, it feels like a post-apocalyptic vibe. Like the mall or the shopping center where we're at as well is going through renovations, and like we're wearing masks. We were like the only ones wearing masks, so I don't know. It feels like people forget. I don't know.
It's
like
really easy to forget at
It's
the
like
moment.
a 50-50.
because well, I mean, I went and saw a movie, right? So
Yeah.
it feels
Things
like
are opening back up, but we still have to be safe. But like it's hard to remember. Like I've gone out to dinner a few times and I'm like, this just feels so normal, but like it's not.
Well, and even today, like Em and I went out to breakfast and there was so much more space at Castle Towers where normally I'm like, ugh, so many people. And now I'm like, where the hell is everyone? It's Sunday, it's raining, everyone is normally here and no one, like I could move my arms about.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. It's just a
different.
weird time. It's also like, I was talking to my psychologist about how I'm like struggling. Love that. But she was saying like, you know, it's a pandemic. It's a hard time for everybody. And she was like, you're doing really well, like considering everything. And I was just like, am I? Because like everybody else, like, I don't know. It's hard. Nobody else in my life seems to be struggling with it. So it's really hard to like
I'm struggling.
see that it's going
Same.
on
I'm
still.
struggling.
Yeah.
Do we look like we're struggling?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I
You
know
seem-
you are because I know
Sam,
you as
always
people.
look like
But
trash,
just like,
so.
like my boyfriend got a new job.
Thank you. I do try.
So I love you.
Yeah, but just like I don't know, my mum always works from home, so her life isn't any different. Like my boyfriend got a new job, so that's just like super exciting. Like just people have good things going on, and it's hard to see the pandemic in their lives. And so it feels like I'm the only one struggling, you know?
Mm.
I
Which is
struggle
kind
a
of-
lot at work because I have to remember all the rules and they.
What do you do
Yeah.
for work for the listeners?
My family owns a pie shop.
Yeah.
And I run the business for my parents.
Nice.
Yep, it's super interesting and there's a lot of characters out that way. It's in South Windsor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to
I
plug?
could probably write a book about all the
Yeah.
stories.
Shout out to the best pies,
Yeah.
honestly, that I've ever had. South Windsor Pie Stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. Yeah, I know. But yeah, so I work out there and just because it's like a food shop, there's a lot of rules. So like all of us have to wear gloves and all of us have to do all these different things. And like we can't have menus out and we can't have napkins out and we can't have straws out because people reach for that and you want to limit the amount of times people touch things.
Mm.
And it's just really hard to keep clearly everyone's different and everyone has different views on it. And so it's really hard to like maintain that in a small business because you're like, I know you really want to do this, but I'm really sorry I can't let you.
Yeah.
And I understand why it's stupid, but I need to do it because that's all I
Yeah.
can say.
And it's
Yeah.
like, is it stupid? Like people
It's
think
not stupid,
yeah.
but like they think it's stupid. So you kind of want to agree with them so I don't get Karen'd.
Yeah.
I don't want that ever.
Also, because like small businesses would be struggling, right? Like you need the business, but you
Yes.
don't want their business, but you need their business.
I know,
And like,
and the amount of signs and like any sort of thing. Like I have the lines on the ground so people know where to stand, and like there's all these different avenues of how to do things, and people just still ignore them, and I have to remind them, and then I'm the worst person. And a lot of the time, like the kids that work, like not kids, the young adults that work for us, like they cop it all the time from all the annoying humans out there. And they're like, let me just go get my manager. She will handle this better.
she'll yell at you for
which is
me.
me. And then I come out and I'm like, oh, just do it.
Yeah.
Just be
Yeah.
better.
It's just like, I feel like it's not asking a lot, you know? Like I was out last night and one of the people I was out with, I'm just going to be really general because I don't want to name names, was like, yeah, I never sign in to places that ask me to sign in. I just open my phone and type some things because I'm just like
Like,
how
you already got your
hard
phone
is
out.
it to sign in? It's such a good deed. How hard is it?
Well, I'd rather, like, if it's about protecting the community, I'd rather just do it than fight it.
Here's
Like-
the thing too, and if you think it's not about protecting the community, what's
It's
the
just
worst
so
that could
much-
happen if you do it?
It's just, it takes so much more energy to not do the things.
Well, that's just like everything. Like, I feel like it's so much harder to be mean to someone than it is to be nice.
Yeah.
And I cop a lot of those people where I work, and you're just like, why are you like this? Just, again,
Yeah.
just be better. It's my 2020 quote.
Yeah.
I just need people to be nice to everyone,
Yeah.
which is what we should do.
I feel like I don't want to be like complaining either, but I feel like it needs to be said.
Yeah.
Please just try.
It's just not that hard. It's not
Yeah.
that hard to wear a mask.
No.
It's not that hard to sign into a place that you go to. It's a QR code. And then you just tap the link and you just autofill the rest of it. It's that easy. Like,
They even have a link that says, like, remember my details.
yeah.
So then when you go do it the next time, all your details are there. So you just go, yeah, this is me.
it autofills everything. Like
I
it
found
just,
that out this weekend when I went to the Hunter Valley and I went to all the wineries, and I had to sign in at every single winery I went to, which was a lot.
Yeah.
And every single time I was typing it in, my friend goes, you know, you can just press this button. I was like, technology.
It's just that easy. Like,
Technology.
it's just, yeah, I don't understand people actively not
We've
following it.
100%. I think we've definitely got to that place in our state where we've just got completely complacent.
Complacent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like as someone with like a chronic
This is the
lung
time that it's
issues,
gonna-
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm still so anxious and scared about it. Like it's just,
Which is super fair because it's terrifying.
You don't have the luxury of getting complacent.
yeah, because I get bronchitis so often. 2 years ago, I had it 3 times in 3 months in summer. It was the worst.
Ugh, not a fan.
So,
I don't want anyone to feel like we're berating them either. Like, it's a good reminder. Like,
but also,
and also,
I'm a little bit mad. Like, just do it.
fair enough. I also just want to remind people that we are still in a crisis, and like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm certainly still struggling. So
I feel like the point right now for us to talk about is like, if you're feeling kind of like we are and that you're struggling still, like it's still going on and we are struggling also when you're not alone. Like,
Yeah, definitely
even though it
not
seems
alone.
like it's kind of over, it's not. And we can all still, it's fine to not be okay with it, you know?
It's still really hard.
Yeah.
Like, you literally, like, we all got.
And Melbourne,
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry,
know.
Melbourne. I
This
could
is
not.
just for
this-
Sydney. Like, I just don't even know how to
could not.
say sorry. Like,
Like, especially as well, like all of us are very, well, people, like we're people. We
The
love.
three of us sitting in this room are, I think, pretty far to the extrovert side.
I'm beyond the line of extrovert.
I'm-
Yep.
the closest to the introvert side out of the three of us. But yes,
Yeah, and Sam and us together are like the complete shamble.
they're the
Of
loudest
life.
people I've ever known in my life.
Not quiet.
What do you mean?
They're great for me to be around because I'm loud, but I'm not like the most outgoing person in the whole world, and they just do it for me and I don't have to be, and it's great.
What side of the spectrum? Because I mean, it is a spectrum, extrovert, introvert. How close to the middle or to the introvert side are
I'm
you?
not 100% sure. I haven't done the like thing in a while.
Let's do
Because I know
that
a lot
later.
of people that I'm so surprised. They're like, "Yeah, I'm an introvert." I'm like, "What?"
I
Because they can
am
fake it,
probably
man.
on the introvert side.
What? See?
My boyfriend Michael is like very, very shy, but not as well. It's so weird. Like he would rather just sit there and observe and not take part in conversation.
I don't mind taking part in conversation, but when it comes to like how I recharge, it's probably by being by myself.
Okay.
Like, I like social situations, but especially now, I've never had social anxiety before, and I think I've got it. Like
You've
I went
never
to
had social anxiety?
well, no, but I've never had like, you know,
Oodles
actual
amounts of
social.
it.
I've been like nervous to go places, but like I cried. I was supposed to go to the rugby yesterday, and I woke up and cried to my mum because I was so scared to go. Not even because of Corona, just because I was like, I won't have my car, so I won't be able to leave when I want to leave. And like,
Side note,
what if people
rugby's
don't
the
talk
best.
to me? I'm not a fan of rugby. What am I supposed to do while everyone's watching the game?
You text Courtney and ask her questions about rugby because she
I mean, I
knows all
can
the
follow
answers.
it enough. I just don't care about it even a little bit, basically.
I went to a rugby game with Michael and our friend Jared, and it was so good despite all the like COVID rules we had to take part in.
Is this the one where you guys ended up on TV?
No, I was meant to be there, but I wasn't.
you weren't on that one?
No, I was
Right.
so upset. That was the Rabbitohs Eels game. But we just went to a rugby game. Side note, Charlotte Caslick was there, who is my all-time favorite player, and I fangirl over her so hard. And she was there, and I met her in the bathroom, and I was like, "Hi, I'm not your stalker, but please, dear God, take a photo with me." But like, despite me being like, I was just out at the rugby, and I was like, it was pouring down rain, and everyone was probably like, "Oh, this sucks," and I'm sitting there like, I am so ready to be out with people and like enjoying sport, and
Yeah.
I was all about it.
Nice.
Needed it forever. Please, someone, let's go.
Yeah. I don't
Ugh.
remember what we were saying.
Something about social anxiety.
Yeah, we're done. I'm done with that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's just interesting. I've never, I feel like because I haven't been out in so long, I am now much more stressed about talking to people than I ever have been before.
That's fair.
But yeah, I don't know what, maybe I'll take the test and see where I am on the introvert spectrum. I definitely used to be a much more extroverted than I am. I think I changed.
I don't know why that stuff really fascinates me because, I get shocked so often by it. Like, maybe we'll have him on as a guest, but someone from the church who is very much a prominent leader and is very much a big speaker is an introvert. And I was like, what? How? It just is shocking to me.
Because I feel like you can be an outgoing introvert, but I think it doesn't it come back to how you recharge? Isn't that the point of the introvert?
I don't
Yeah,
really
whether
know.
you get your energy from
Well,
other people
yeah,
or
I
whether you
don't-
get your energy from,
Rest.
I kind of am. I feel like I'm half and
Not
half.
rest.
yeah.
You do. Mister, I sleep through 3 alarms.
Okay, well, hold on a minute. Okay, so we were all supposed
You
to go
get
to
your rest
breakfast
from
this morning.
actual sleep like a normal person.
Yeah, I feel like we should talk about this because we went.
Yeah.
We all three of us were supposed to go to breakfast this morning. It ended up being just the two of you because I was asleep.
Yeah, me and Court met up and Court was like, have you heard from Sam? And I was like, no. She's like, yeah, he's probably not coming.
Actually,
He's
I think
asleep.
my words were, I should text him. And then I went, he's going to sleep through my text message, so I'll give him 30 minutes and then we can call him. And within the 30 minutes, you were like, yeah, I'm alive. I'm not coming. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That was like an hour and a half past the time we thought we were going to go, wasn't it? By that point,
We met at 9:30.
Yeah.
Maybe you
wanna
replied at like
it was
10:30.
it was much needed. The sleep I caught up on.
Yeah,
I
it's fine.
struggle to get to sleep, and once I'm asleep, I like the weekend is the time I can catch up because throughout the week I just don't sleep. And
Yes.
so I'm appreciative that you guys forgave me.
Yeah. I mean, we planned to get coffee anyway, so it was fine.
I mean,
not
I
having you
ordered
there.
2 coffees. Clearly one was for you and I had to drink both.
We actually did sit at a table that would fit you just in case you turned up.
Yeah.
We sat on a 4-person table, which was probably a dick move of us, but
but it's okay.
But I appreciate you letting me catch up on sleep by accident and not telling you that
That's
I was
fine.
going to do that. Thank you.
But yeah. Do we want to say how we're like individually going or nah?
I don't mind.
How are you going?
Like, I feel like I'm good. I feel like I don't have time to myself to like, I don't know, be alone with my demons, I guess. So I'm always at work, or like netball is still currently a thing and I'm heavily involved in that. So that's also pretty good and distracting me, I guess. So like throughout this whole process, I've been working. So the shop never shut down. So I was still doing, like I still had a routine and all of that. So nothing really had to change for me, despite all the rules at work. But I was still there. And that takes up like 90% of my day. And then at the end of the day, like I have a pretty big family. So like we always kind of come together and see each other. And I have like my boyfriend Michael and his family. So I got to see them. That was a bit of interest. Like that was interesting. Their house went into lockdown. Michael's sister works at a GP. So she was like, we joked that like she was in like a separate part of the house and we had to separate and we had to like come through the back gate and through the back door, but she could use the front door. It was very weird.
Right. Is that, I mean, who monitors that though? Like
Her, she like
Just didn't want to risk.
Michael's mum was like immune deficient. So she was, and like she, like they have a front fridge and a back fridge. So we were all using the back fridge and she was using the front fridge. So we weren't allowed to use that. So it was very like, they actually to like kudos to them because they did it really well.
Yeah. Good
But it was really weird for me being at my house and we were just free. And then I had to go to like strict rules at Michael's house. I was like, can you just come over to my house?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I'm doing okay. It's still weird. Like it's weird being at work and not doing the normal things. As well, like I've been working there forever. And so like you get very used to like it's very autonomous to me. I'm just doing things second nature by now. And now it's like, oh, I need to sanitize and wear gloves 1 second. I need to put these things on. Like,
Still
it's a bit
getting in the
different.
habit of it all.
Yeah, especially at netball as well. And like I play at Borkham Hills Netball and they have very like important and strict rules. But like we have to like spray down the post padding and spray the ball down, and like my girls every quarter put sanitizer on, which is weird, but you know, they've got used to it, so they have to do it.
We're going to be the generation of dry hands. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Did you see how bad my dermatitis was for a hot sec there? My finger, in between my fingers, was like crusty.
Story of my life.
Hurt so much.
There's a thing called tough hands, but it's called She Tough Hands, like She-Hulk, which
why do we have to feminize
I don't know
hand
why.
moisturizer?
I don't know. But well, because tough hands is for tradie boys. It's meant to
But
be.
like,
So like She Tough Hands is for,
it's
I don't know, tradie
moisturizer.
girls. I don't. But side note, my sister-in-law Alison has moisturizing sanitizer.
ooh.
And it is hella good.
I
We
had
need
to
to
get
normalize
like
that.
prescription, like
It's kind of weird. It's like
steroid cream.
soap consistency, but you keep rubbing it in and it just works.
Okay, but I had that.
send it to me, please.
Yeah.
We're going to link that down below if anyone else is having
I have
issues.
to contact Alison. I don't even know
That's
what it
fine.
is.
You have 2 weeks to get it.
I was going to say, my question relates to how you're doing as well. How do you think how does it feel now compared to what it felt like at the beginning of the corona?
In terms of work or?
Yeah, just your life in general, how it's unfolded. Your emotional state.
Great feelings can talk about. I think I've been okay. Like getting out of my normal routine was a bit weird and I didn't like it and it made me uncomfortable. But like obviously this is my new routine. So I've just kind of gone, well, suck it up. Like you got to do it. And that's what I've done.
It's just, this is the new normal.
Yeah, this is the new normal. And
How long did it take to get used to that?
a while.
Yeah.
Like March, April, May was like, what the hell is happening? And I think it was like the constant not knowing of whether I had to close the shop down. Like in my head, I was like, if we close the shop down, what on earth am I going to do? What do normal people do on a day off? Because I don't have them. Like Sunday is my day off because Monday to Friday I work literally all day, and throughout the weeknights I have netball training or play sports or whatever. And then Saturday is like my whole sport day. And then I see some friends, and then Sunday I'm like, what do people do?
Yeah.
So it was just a bit like I got a bit nervous if I had to figure out what I had to do if the shop closed.
Yeah.
So that was pretty scary. But like the routine changed and I just went through the routine. Like kind of like most people had to. Like it was the new normal.
Yeah. How about you? Well, how are you feeling now as opposed to at the beginning?
Horrible.
Worse?
Well, I don't know. I can't. It's hard to remember. It feels like just like a time blob. Like I don't remember what's happening.
I repressed it.
Yeah, I haven't worked this. I got my job back like in the last 2 weeks, and that's the first time I've actually worked since March.
Was that refreshing?
Yeah, look,
terrifying?
I mean, I had uni work. I haven't had time off uni at all. Like I literally had 2 weeks off, but then I moved house. So I haven't had time off uni at all. And then the podcast has kind of been like new work because I've like kind of used that time to do all the editing and all that kind of stuff. It was nice to like go into the city again and like kind of go through the routine of work. But like, I don't know. It was kind of nice to not have to do it. But like, I like leaving the house. So like, it's nice to have somewhere to go now. But yeah, I'm struggling big time. I'm not loving it.
I think as well comes back to like me being a people person. And like because I'm still at work, I still get to serve customers. So I still get that interaction that I need to still cope.
Yeah.
Whereas I think that's why I was more afraid if the shop had shut down because I would have to just be at my house and kind of deal with myself, which
I think that's where
is scary.
I'm at. I feel like I'm on the timeline where that had to happen to you. That's happened to me. So I used to work in an office, which already probably not my ideal
situation.
Yeah, but at least I still get to collaborate with people and have meetings and like I work in different teams and stuff. So that's nice for me. But now all my meetings are online and like I don't have to contribute as much. You know, like you can
just sit there,
turn
and
your camera
present.
off. Like
my uni shoots, I don't participate anymore. I play Animal Crossing the whole time. To be fair, I get more listening in when I play Animal Crossing than if I was to try to participate because then I just check the stats for the podcast and make new Instagram posts and I don't participate at all.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I feel like at the beginning of the pandemic, I would make more of an effort to get out of bed at a similar time that I used to when I go into the office, and then I'd have a shower, I would get dressed and I'd be ready to go for the workday.
Like still
it got to the point midway, like a few months in, where I would literally roll out of bed without showering, sit in my office chair right when I had to work and then start working there. And now I'm still I'm like a bit of a combination of that. I definitely am not showering before work because like I go to the gym after work and then I just do it after that. But
because life.
Yeah. So like this new way of work is definitely normalized for me now, where I just like wake up, go straight to work in my own house, like kind of isolated, and then
I feel like similar like with uni, it's definitely normalized for me now, but I'm not anywhere near as good of a student as I was before this. Like, because I'm like, I know that I don't have to participate in my shoots, so I don't have to do the work before them.
Yeah.
So I don't do the work at all.
Well, that was me normally as a uni student.
Well, normally I'd be like, if I'm in person in class, they could call on me. They can still call on me on Zoom, but then I can like pretend my mic doesn't work or something and not answer the question. Or like my favorite is like when I do know the answer, I'll really quickly jump in and then they won't call on me for the rest of the class. But like when I'm in person, they can see me and they know that I have something to offer, and so they'll always ask me. So I always am like, I need to at least watch the film that we're going to talk about so I have something to offer. I haven't watched the film, like I'm studying Australian cinema.
Yes.
But I have not watched the films for like 5 weeks now because I'm like, I don't need it for the final assessment because it's an essay and I can just pick the one that I need, and I just don't need to participate.
So what I'm getting is
work smart, don't work hard.
I feel like we're less productive.
And there was a hot second there where like, because I'm in charge of all the social media for work, and I posted for like Father's Day, and then I don't think I've posted since. My dad was like, hey, you want to get about that? I was like, oh yeah, she'll be right. Yeah.
What's your favorite business management tip? Scheduling posts?
Scheduling posts. Literally communication.
Yeah, in what way?
So my work environment is pretty relaxed, and I'm a big fan of getting other people's input. So like I will not ever like, I still kind of micromanage, but like in a fun way, I guess. But like I'm a big fan of, if we have a lunch break, I'm like, what do you want to do after lunch? How do you think this is going to work best so we get out on time? And they kind of do like a game plan. I'm like, that's going to work really well. Let's do that. And so they're contributing, because also if I'm, I don't know, break my leg and don't come in, then at least they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which is a good example for what happened on Saturday. I had to cut, like my dad normally works Saturdays, but he was away. So I had to work, but I had netball. So they had to work without me. And I just opened the shop and I left them there for, you know, a good 6 hours. And then I came back and closed and everything was done. And because they had that skill to be like, okay, this is what Courtney normally does, but this is what I think is going to work better. So I think that sort of communication is good as well. And I'm a big fan of like, I don't ever want them to lie to me if they don't want to come into work. Like one of them, like I caught them in a lie and I was like, just tell me the truth, man. Like you hungover, cool. Just take the day off or come in at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
You come in at 10 p.m. What a time.
That's useful.
Yeah.
No. Like I'd much rather them do that or be like, hey, I really want like one
That's
of them.
hard as an employee though. Like
But I want that trust level. Like I've gotten to this point where I'm their boss and they know I'm their boss, but I'm also their mate. So the other week, one of them was like, well, not the other week because
what are you first?
I'm probably their boss.
Okay.
I'm boss first.
I feel like that's what it has to be, right?
Well, but like one of them was like, hey, my uncle bought me these tickets to a concert. It is on a Saturday. I'd really prefer not to work. I'd rather go to the concert. I was like, do it. Concerts are fun. Go. And he was like, wait, really? I was like, yes. It's 1 week out of all the weeks you work. Like, do it. You're 20. Go. He was like,
Can
you're
you
my
be
favorite.
my boss, please?
Yep. Come work for me.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
That's fair. I wouldn't want to do it either.
It's too far away.
It is
I
far
almost
away.
did for a hot second.
Should have.
But then I couldn't drive and I couldn't get to there.
Sorry, I was going to keep talking about that. I feel like, do you think that like sorry.
Words.
Yeah. No, but that like you trusting, I feel like that creates a way better work environment, having that trust with your employees and allowing them to like, it's like not admitting to your parents you've done something bad and then it makes it worse kind of thing, but in a work environment type way.
I feel like, but that's what I am like as well. Like with my parents, I would never be like, hey, I feel sick. I don't want to come in because they can look at me and be like, you're an idiot. You're not sick.
Yeah.
So I've never really, but again, it crosses over a bit poorly for me because I don't really ever get a day off, things along those lines. Like last year I tore all the ligaments in my ankle and I cracked my bone and I did that on a Saturday and I worked on the Monday because I didn't want to let anyone down.
Yeah.
So that was like a bit hard for me.
It would have been nice if your boss had been like, don't you dare come in.
Yeah. Whereas my boss is my dad and my dad was like, oh, you can walk at home. You can probably walk at work. I was like, yeah, cool, thanks. And we've gotten to this point where like I say it's a family business because like it's my parents and I work for them, but like dad's not really there all the time and it's mainly me. So it's like they're my little family. And I'd rather them tell me those things than exclude me and try and go behind my back because it's what's the point?
Yeah. Do they actually do it? Do they like text you being like, I'm hungover?
Yep.
That's good.
One of the guys came midweek and he was like, he doesn't work like Monday, Tuesday. He starts on Wednesday. And he, for some reason, went out on a Monday and a Tuesday because he could, because he's older now. He's not in school.
Yeah.
And he's like, I had a pretty big night last night, Court. Do you mind if I come in at 11? I was like, do it, man. I can hold down the fort for it until 11. Like, be there before lunch because lunch is our busiest period. And I'm happy. Yeah. And he was like, thank God. And
Plus, you don't want him there like that.
He's going to be pathetic if he's there hungover. So I'm still going to have to do the work.
Yeah.
So it was like,
and now you have to pay him less.
Fact. That is a damn fact.
Wins. So yeah, communication. I love it.
Yeah.
Good tip.
Big fan of that. In general,
I feel
life.
like it's more than communication though. Like you have
honest.
you've built a relationship.
Good rapport.
Yeah, that's good.
Do we want to move on to our second problem, which is what are we all doing to cope? What's our coping mechanisms?
Yeah, because it sounds like we're like our answers from the first question are not golden.
And
like,
not answers.
None of us are in the best place.
No.
So yeah, how
Which
are we
is
coping?
Totally normal. If you're struggling too, it's fine.
Yeah, I woke up this morning.
Late.
I mean, we've already talked about how I did not make our breakfast appointment, but you guys had a lovely breakfast, so that's great.
Yeah,
but
it was really good.
Maybe
way I
better
woke
because
up-
you weren't there.
Probably.
I woke up at like 10:30 a.m. and I.
Freeze past that.
What did you say?
Nothing.
We were really nice and compassionate
It
friends.
was really shitty that you didn't come.
Okay.
So you woke up at 10:30.
Yeah, I closed my window and I have this plant that my sister gave me when I moved out the first time. And I've kept it alive for like 2 years and it was on the windowsill. It always is. And I don't know how I've never done this before, but I closed the window and it the pot just flew off the windowsill and the dirt went all over my carpet.
It's still really like the cartoon version in my head is really funny.
Yeah, well, it was like the worst way to start my day. I just like was still in bed, looked over my bed at all the dirt all over my carpet and was just, that's how I feel
Sigh.
in life also.
I am the dirt on the carpet.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the dirt. And so, yeah, coping. How are we coping?
Well,
Sips wine.
sips. Yeah. Sips wine. That is also how I'm coping.
Yeah.
I was saying to these guys last night, like I had a Friday night to myself because I had to work on the Saturday. And I was like, I'm going to make all the cocktails for me.
Nice.
So I just drank by myself.
Oh, no.
Hey, you know what? I had a great night's
Snapchats
sleep.
look great.
Honestly, I stuffed up my Snapchat so bad. It was a Friday night and I was like, Saturday night drinks by myself. Nothing could go wrong. Well, you know what? My caption went wrong. It was Friday night.
I feel like drinking by yourself, is that one of the first signs of, I mean, we don't need to get into that.
I was like,
No,
look,
no.
please don't go like
Anyway.
Sometimes my friends are busy.
I mean, like, appreciate, like, it's good to take time for yourself and, like, you know, spend some time with you.
I also didn't get trashed. I had like 2 cocktails for
Didn't
me.
you tell me this morning you were hungover the next
I was
day?
hungover, but like 2 cocktails for me. Maybe it's because I didn't eat dinner. I was by myself. I'm not an adult.
It's fine.
It was the mixing of everything that got me.
So apart from alcoholism, what are we relying on to get through?
Psychology.
Oh, yeah, you have a psychologist. How's that
Yeah.
going?
It's helping a lot, I think. But yeah, I'm doing weekly sessions, which can only mean good things. Slash it doesn't mean good things at all.
Yeah, why not?
Weekly
You told me
sessions
that. I
is
was like, I thought that was super normal if you see psychologists go every week.
we normally, and I say normally, I've seen her before once, and we did like fortnightly sessions. And we were gonna do fortnightly sessions now, but then on the second session, I like cried the entire time, and she was like, "I'd like to see you in a week. I don't think you can last 2 weeks." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't think I can either." We've gone to a week and a half, but might be going back down to a week. Psychologist is good. And that's my pro tip.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're facing it head on though. Like you actually.
Yeah,
Well, you're
I
doing
kind of am. She wants me to like sit in it a bit more than I am comfortable doing, but I just don't like being sad. Nobody likes being sad, but I'm like, what are the ways I can cheer myself up? But then I don't deal with it because I just don't want to be sad, you know?
Yeah.
Like avoiding.
I'm not. I am avoiding it. I'm completely
Hey, I'm not avoiding
it.
it.
I'm
But I'm
completely
definitely
avoiding
avoiding
it.
it.
Which is not healthy, but
So far our top tips are alcoholism and avoidance.
psychologist, I think, is what I'm going with. And then
Yeah,
listening
same.
to
I'm going
them.
with psychologist too. I never said alcoholism.
Yeah.
I definitely did.
I don't know that I'm dealing with it great either. I feel like we talked about this before we started recording. We're talking about sports, and
Yeah.
I've started
Yeah.
playing baseball, which has been great. I really like. I've played 2 games, but
You've both inspired me to want to do like a mixed netball team or
Do
something.
it.
because I've talked about this before, but I've been going to the gym a lot, and it's not
It's not the same.
well. Like you still get like the endorphins,
endorphins
and,
are good.
and whatever. Like so, thank God I've been doing that. Literally, I miss one day and I feel like trash. So like I need some kind of physical outlet because as I said, I roll out of bed, do my work, go back to bed. Like that's my life. If I don't leave the house, go to the gym or something. So sport is like a fun way to exercise.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I also think it's fun because, again, person, and you're
But
with a team.
so many people can't play sport right now. Like I couldn't play sport for like the past few months.
Oh, I'm
at
surprised
all.
netball even happened.
The soccer
Yeah.
season didn't happen for so many people.
Yeah.
Like
Netball was
Yeah.
like a big deal. Like we have like COVID offices, and like there's like netball even has the QR codes and stuff like that. So and you can only have like 1 spectator per person.
Yeah.
And like, because Balkan Mills is a really big comp, like we have 39 courts,
Yeah.
which is, and normally they're pretty full. Where you normally have
yeah, I've been to see your games and there are
1,000 people.
thousands of people just littered over this open space. So yeah, it doesn't seem super.
And well, they've cut out like they normally have like junior games and senior games are from like 1 o'clock till 3:30 or whatever it is. But this year, like they've molded senior games into junior time slots, so we don't have to have as many people there. And also like people can't stick around. So they have, once your game is finished, you have to go to the car park and leave. But if you're staying for the day, you have to go back to like the congregation areas and things like that. And then they have a separate buzzer to be like, you can now enter the courts. The courts are available. So
Yeah, wow.
it's like full on, which it needs to be.
Sounds like Hunger Gamesy.
Like honestly,
You may
a little
now
bit.
leave the area. Like, I don't know.
But
It's just such a weird time.
It is. But also it's great. I really enjoy it. So
But at least you have an outlet.
yeah. And I also signed up for like mixed basketball, which starts on Sunday nights.
Do you know how to play basketball?
Not one little bit. I'm just going to play netball. I know how to play that one.
Yeah.
Very fair.
I don't know the different, like, if I bounce the ball, I feel like I'm just going to bounce it in the one spot and I'll forget to move because I'm not allowed to move in netball. So I figured if I just mark one person, which I can do because I'm a defense, then I can throw the ball to someone that will move with the ball.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that would be my tactic.
Because also it feels really unnatural for me to dribble and move a ball because I feel like someone's going to pull me up for stepping. So I'm very hesitant.
Yeah.
So, but if I catch the ball and throw it really quick, which is just netball, I can do that.
Ideal. Do you play any sports?
Not right now. I played soccer in high school and also netball for like a couple of years. Also, I was like a dancer. I danced from like ages 2 to 17 or something. But
What's
I don't
your-
currently play anything.
Like,
Preferred.
pandemic or not, what's your ideal way to exercise? What's your favorite thing?
Well, currently I'm just doing weights at the gym. I really like dancing, but it's hard to find like adult dance classes to go to.
Dance is a workout thing in the Apple Watch. So
I know, I've
Saturday
done it.
nights.
I've done it once. I did I found a YouTube like dance hit thing and I did that. But like it's hard to do like actual classes. There's like Sydney Dance Company, but they're expensive and they're in the city and like it's hard to dance as an adult, which sucks.
That's so dumb.
I know. I
Let's
want to just do
denormalise
like I
that.
want
Yeah, but
regular
also like it's
classes to go
especially if you
to.
don't do it from like a child and keep going.
Yeah.
Like
I was dancing. My friend still goes to a studio and like she's been there all her life. And I like went and did a couple classes there for like a year or two while I was like trying to do music theatre. And that was really nice. I did a ballet and a jazz class, which was fun. But
could not do it again.
well, it was just I could do it again. But then like she stopped going and then like a couple of the people who were like my age stopped going and I was like, I'm too old for it here too now. And
Yeah.
like,
It's so crazy.
I just really want to normalize sucking at stuff when you're adult. You can't have got good at everything when you're a kid. You're allowed
Yeah.
to enjoy new things.
yeah.
They need like
Go dance.
just on the
Dancing
street.
is so fun. I found myself like I know that I need to like go back to it somehow because when I like am exercising at the gym and there's no one around, I'll like just dance in between my sets. It's great. Or when I was like working out at home, like when quarantine was in like full swing and I got the barbell at home from the gym, I would just like break out into it and like after each set. And I was like, wow, I need to exercise more often if I have this much energy.
We should have a dance party after this.
We should. We definitely
I'm
should.
fully keen on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about it. Because that's another thing, like we can't go clubbing, which is when I would normally dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of clubbing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why not?
But I like
You don't love sticky floors and
It's like my
Creepy-
anxiety.
and
Can't
creepy
do it.
bathrooms. Is that what you were gonna say?
I was gonna say sticky floors, creepy boys.
Nah.
Big fan.
Not
No.
a fan.
There's like honestly, if you like think of all the different, I think I'm definitely not the first person to say this, but if you think of all the different things combined together that make clubbing,
It's all gross.
all of them individually sound trash. I
don't
don't want
think-
any of them, but you put them all together, you're like, yeah, I'll pay to go there. Like what?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
no.
feel like mine's a big thing of like who I'm going with because it's normally either you, Sam, who would go with me for like a all night, like we would just dance and
Yep.
drink all night. But then like we've done like the chilled ones.
I'll do bars.
Yeah.
Can't do clubs.
We've done bars and we like do the dinner and we have fun.
I love a
Yeah.
mixture of both.
Same. Big fan.
It's a good night. I feel like we've gone way off track. We were
Yeah.
talking about coping.
Should
with-
we just move on to Court's problem?
Yeah. Do you have a problem for us to
Don't
solve?
have one.
You're just perfect.
Okay. Oh, that's actually a good problem. What can I do at work when I'm by myself when I've finished all my work?
Listen to our podcast.
I already listened to your podcast. No, okay, so
Listen to
again,
more podcasts.
I normally
Message all your friends about our podcast.
that's when I normally do all my Instagram posts about you.
This is actually a really good question for me personally because I'm really good at filling time. You should get a game on the App Store called 8 Pool.
No. Have you seen our most recent TikTok as of when we're recording this?
I do not have TikTok because I
I made
will
a TikTok
lose my
about
life.
how Will and Sam lost themselves in 8 Ball and I was just sitting there.
Don't get that game. It's full of like gambling tactics. Like
No,
it's one of those terrible app
Do
store
not
games.
recommend that to me. I literally cannot get. I deleted all of my gambling apps because I have a serious problem.
It's really bad. Like,
Okay, there you go. There's my actual problem. I'm a gambler.
yeah, but you don't actually gamble though, do you?
I did. I would do sports bet and like all the horse races and all
really?
the greyhound races. And I was like, cool, I'm winning. And then I lost like, I don't know, $200, which is like fine, I guess, for me. I don't know. That sounds shitty. But then I was like, I should stop this because I should be an adult. Like I should know how to control my own life. So I deleted all of them. But the other day, Sportsbet obviously still has all my information. And they texted me and they was like, Courtney, we miss you. When are you coming back?
No.
And I was like, dear God, no. And I had to like delete all of my things and I went on and I got rid of it.
Oh my
God. So the only time I bet is Anzac Day, 2 Up, best day of the year. Origin, because love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I go to the races. But yeah. So, but like, again, Sportsbet, please stop messaging me. And emails.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Like Duolingo's too much for me. You know,
Duolingo is an evil app when it comes to
God, it's just like,
notifications.
we
It's
miss you so much. Come back.
Go away.
Here's a streak you could do.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No. But this app, it's not actually a gambling app that I was recommending. It's just the tactics that they use. It literally looks like you're playing a poker machine.
Oh, cool.
Like,
Oh, see,
it's like
that's another thing.
all the sounds and the lights and everything, and it's like it's just a game of like you're playing pool, but everything around it, like it's crazy.
How about, so I've never gone on the pokies.
Me either.
Me either, because
I would not ever leave.
I'm genuinely not sure how.
I love lights and fun sounds and excitement, and I would just stay there for 9 days and just spend all my money.
Yeah, it's not healthy for me. I
you and I are very similar in this.
Yeah,
point.
I purposefully do not learn how they work because I do not want to get interested in it.
Nope.
I don't want to learn how the games.
I went in there. I went to into a pokey room with like AJ, Alyssa, and she was like, "Do you want to have a go?" And I like pressed the button. And I was like, "Oh my God, I need to leave."
I'm hooked.
I literally pressed the button. And I was like, "Oh, that was fun. Okay, bye."
Yeah.
And I went to the bar and I was like, "I need some water." And just to cool off.
And
that was so exciting.
There's definitely healthy ways to enjoy like gambling machines and stuff, but
I don't have them.
I think just recognize it's
I don't have it.
It's not for us personally. Yeah.
Yes. But at least we could recognize that and go, hey, I'm not going in there. Have a good time.
It's funny we just got onto gambling after that. But yeah, so back to your problem, which is how do you fill time once you're finished your work stuff? Yeah.
How did we even get? Oh, you.
Because I recommended an app
And it said,
which has consumed me.
I'm going to say like audiobooks or something.
oh, cool. That it actually would be interesting.
Okay, but if you don't I go through phases and I recognize we're currently recording a podcast, but I go
I'm
through
not in a
phases where
podcast phase.
yeah, like you have to be in the mood to
really
listen
mine
to
is like
voices
podcast
and
game.
discussion.
I really listen to podcasts most. We all just talked over the top of each other. I won.
Yeah, over the top of each other.
Just over the top of Sam.
Sam. Do you want to finish your sentence?
No, that's good.
Okay, great. I listen to podcasts most in the car and I have nowhere to go. So I haven't been listening to podcasts much at all. And that's my issue. I miss my podcasts, but I don't know how to listen to them at home because I do work and I can't do both things at once.
That's it. Do you want to speak now, Sam?
No, I was just going to say you have to be in a mood to listen to podcasts or audiobooks or that kind of thing. And when I'm not in that mood, like there's, I don't know, games to play. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, so it's actually pretty hard at work because once I finish everything, like I finish making all the things I need to make, but I still have to serve customers when they come in. So it has to be like, so.
It can't be like a book or something.
Well, I currently just watch movies, but I don't watch anything I haven't seen because then I get really angry at customers for coming in. I'm like, bitch, you just ruined my movie. I have to pause. So I have to I quite often rewatch things. So like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or like Friends or things that I watch all the time.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, this is fine if I miss this episode and it's just like rolling on in the background.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I'm still bored because I've seen this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a fine line because I also I would finish things at the moment I've been finishing things at 11 a.m., which is right before lunch. So I kind of prepare myself for lunch and I'm like, you could do this, Courtney. You're by yourself. It's going to be great because I hate being by myself. But then lunch is over and then I'm like, cool. I have to wait till 3 o'clock before I can start packing everything up. What should I do?
Yeah.
So movie.
Yeah.
And we're very winter based. So now that it's spring, we're slowing down a little bit, which kind of sucks, but it's very normal.
Yeah.
So I kind of just sit on top of the freezer, eat food. Well, like,
I know it's really warm in your shop, so sitting on top of the
So
freezer
hot.
is not a weird sentence
But
to
also-
say.
by myself, I can't sit in the cool room. Like in summer, we literally take turns sitting in the cool room because that shit's real good because it's so hot inside the shop.
Yeah.
But like when you're by yourself, I have to be out where I could see customers to be like, oh, hi. But also it kind of makes sense because I'm not allowed any tables or chairs inside my shop because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So sitting on the freezer is my ideal place
Fair enough.
because it doesn't matter. I can't really sit on the workbench because I prepare food there, so I don't do that.
Yeah.
Freezer.
Well, it sounds like, I guess your problem's not solved. You're still a bit bored, but yeah, podcasts and movies, good way to pass the time when you have to be
Audiobooks.
there.
I bought adult coloring books as well because they're great.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing that the other day, but then I got more like more, I don't know, not upset, but like cautious because I didn't want any like gross work things to go in my book
Yeah.
because I wanted it to be beautiful.
Yeah, fair.
So I was like, I can't put this anywhere that's going to get meat or, I don't know, work
Pie
gross on it. Work gross? Yep, that's it.
This is honestly a great segue for the recommendations.
Yeah.
Do you guys have recommendations?
Shotgun not going first.
I have a recommendation.
That's good.
It's a surprise to no one, but this is Shameless, the podcast related.
So good.
They put out a book last week. It's called The Space Between. I know you can definitely get it at Dimmicks and Kmart and Booktopia and Amazon and like wherever you get books.
Literally so good.
It's a collection of essays about navigating your 20s and it's amazing. It's real good. It's like,
I also have bought the book.
Yeah.
And I've just like dabbled in it, like just dipped my toe in just to see.
I finished it in 2 days.
Did not finish it. Just was
I
like
also
having a
had
gaze.
a work shift that I didn't do anything. I just sat and read the whole shift because I'm a COVID marshal and there's no one around. So but yeah, it was so good. Like the essays range from like toxic friends to like bad
Ambitions.
sex to ambitions
So good.
to to like listicles about like being bad at adulting. Like it's real good. It's real good. I recommend it to everyone.
Yes.
I'm going to give it to you so you can read it.
Cool, thanks.
Oh, actually, I bought extra copies. Do you just want one?
Oh, yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
The best.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. I'll link it.
Do you have a recommendation, Courtney?
Yes. Crafternoons. Craft afternoons. They make me feel so good. I'm currently making a present for one of my friends, which is exciting for me because it gives me, I don't know, purpose in the arvo.
Yeah.
But like something about it, like I put on I put on your Spotify playlist.
We made an Australian music playlist from everybody's recommendations. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. It's on It's linked. It will be linked in our bio if it's not already.
It's really good. Like there's a lot of bangers in it. That I found bangers personally, but it's like I chucked that on the background and I was just like doing my thing, and I don't know, it just like is that extra bit of relaxing for me because I get to do something and create, and that's fun.
Ideal.
I know, because I did that for your birthday. as well.
What's something that you would make in a crafternoon?
Um,
That present you made me.
yeah. Oh, we can. Cass is. She already knows that I'm making it.
Okay, well, I was going to say, it was one of the best presents I've ever received. She bought, first of all, a guitar for me, which I loved because I'd been wanting I wanted a guitar, and she got me a guitar and she covered it in photos of memories of us.
Like
Of everyone.
Of
Yeah.
like his
Everyone.
whole life.
Yeah.
Which I've been a part of my whole life.
Yeah,
one of
they're
those-
cousins. They're for real cousins, by the way.
It's one of the most personal gifts
They're
I've
not in
ever
love.
received.
They're not in love.
Oh, the amount of times.
So many times. I think you love your best friend. Well, we're related, so I don't think I do.
So, and we're dancing someone with, I don't know if you want to go into this, but yeah.
I want to tell the story now.
This was like in Whistler. We were clubbing.
we were clubbing in Whistler.
And I was dancing with, I don't know, some girl. And
Some random.
And like, she was like, I can tell by the way you look at your friend. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Meaning
Like,
me.
First of all, she's like confronting me, and like, I've never met this girl in my life.
Like,
She's like confronting me about loving Courtney. I'm like, what the hell? I'm related to her. Are you kidding? Like, friends, what are you talking about?
hey,
She's like,
Becky, I think you're wrong.
No, I can see by the way you look at her, this isn't going to work. I'm like, what are you?
It's my favorite story.
It's just very interesting.
It's so confusing to me. I'm like, why do you like? It's like we're married or something. Like I've married this girl that I just have been dancing with at the club for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It was great because also Sam came over to me and I was like, why'd you stop dancing? He was like, it didn't work. And just like walked straight to the bar. I was like, wait, what do you mean? And he was like, just come here. I was like, okay. Like, was so baffled by what had just happened.
Far out.
But back to the craft. When I made this guitar, one night, Sam and I were just like having a beer, drinking, and you told me like maybe 5 times that you really wanted this guitar.
I don't even remember this.
Exactly, because we were drunk. And that's why I said a few beers, but here we are. But yeah, you mentioned it a couple times, and like drunk Courtney made a note in her phone and an alarm on her calendar and was like, Sam's birthday's coming up, buy this. And
that's a different level
You're
of
the best.
organization.
that's what I did. You should put I really like it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done.
when this goes up.
We'll post a photo of the guitar she made because
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
It's like
real
one of
good.
and it also kept me occupied for so many days. Took me like 5 days to do it all because I
It's
also
amazing.
like very intricately like cut things out, and it was
real
great.
good.
it was good for me and my soul. So, and then extra bonus, it made Sam very happy.
So Crafternoons, that sounds like an awesome.
Would recommend.
Yeah, but
literally
making,
did.
Making gifts for people too. That's such a good way to use a craft. If you want to make something, that's
Like-
such a good way to do it.
It's such a Courtney thing to do as well because
Yeah, you're a
I
great
give
gift
gifts.
giver.
Yeah.
That's how I love people. I mean, I love everyone.
But that's your love language.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. My recommendation, a new Sofi Tukker song came out, and shout out to Bianca who told me about it on Friday night. Emily and Will came over. What were we doing? We recorded some music.
We recorded music and then we made TikToks and then you guys abandoned me and played 8-ball for a while.
Yeah, and so
Classic Sam and Will.
no, but you guys left, and then I received
So
a
classic.
I received a Snapchat from Bianca, who's from Canada. So shout out to
Love
Ontario,
you.
Canada.
Shout out to our Canadian listeners. There is
Yo, yo,
actually
yo.
a few of you.
Yeah, she was like, a new Sofi Tukker song came out. Get on it, and I was like, yes.
You've
I
played it for me
love Sofi
about
Tukker.
30 seconds and it's real good.
It slaps.
It's
You can't
actually-
not dance.
So you know what? No,
It's impossible.
To quote Mimsar, it's a bop.
I will more broadly recommend Sofi Tukker in general. If
Yeah.
you ever want to dance, it's going to be
Purple
like-
Which we
yeah.
all do.
It's great.
Yeah. No, but the song she just released last week, I think, is called Emergency, and it is you guys left it around like 12 a.m. and I was up till 3, probably listening to just that song by myself in my room, getting onto that because that was a good time. Anyway,
Nice. Thank you for being on, Court. This
Thank
was
you
great.
for having me.
yeah,
This
this
is
has been a
real
long
nice.
time coming. Thank you so much, and thank you for all your support on the podcast.
But yes, for sharing everything all the time, for buying us our first batch of merch, for being the best ever. We love you.
Oh, guys, I love you too.
Yay, love.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can subscribe, leave us a review, follow us on Instagram, show us where you're listening by posting and tagging us on Instagram. We also have a Patreon account and you can subscribe there and support us if you'd like.
Also, the music is by The Vinyl Press, and you can find them on Instagram at The Vinyl Press.
Yeah, and send us any problems that you have. We want to solve them for you.
Woo!